Okay, you guys are gonna see a little bit of my humble house. Very humble. Everything we do here is just like that. Okay, hold on. Let's see what the fuck. Okay. Okay, you guys can see the sign there, right? Ooh, I didn't know that I could put my hand through it. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, so anyway. 10, 10, 10 out of 10. Okay, good. Unfortunately, today I'm not going to be able to take guests because for whatever reason, my phone does not take... oh, what a cool breeze. Nice. I think it might be about to rain or something because there's a cool breeze entering through the window. So I'm not going to be able to take guests today, but tomorrow, absolutely. This place is a mess today because there were some people working here today. I translate anything in my head. Could I change this? Absolutely, yes. Yes. The way the brain works is that to understand a concept, it makes a mental image of whatever language you have first. Like your mother tongue has a great influence on the way you process ideas. See, and the first reference or the first frame of reference that your brain has is your mother tongue. So to prevent that from happening, or to prevent your mother tongue to influence your speech and to prevent you from translating everything in your head, you need to somehow associate words in English with concepts or with, you know, their literal images. I think that is a better way to acquire vocabulary. And that is exactly what I talk about in the free book. The free book, you can get it from the link in my bio. Once you click on it, sterremaker.com/links, you will see two buttons. The first button sends you directly to my WhatsApp community. Well, our WhatsApp community, because it's ours. It's not entirely mine. You made it. And from there, from the description on the WhatsApp group, you can download directly the free book. That free book comes with a video training also, telling you how to use the book, why is it possible, when you should use it, and all of those good questions. Thank you, Not Beth, for that star. Thank you. Okay, it's 2,920 words. I mean, that's still a third of all the words that you can get through the book. So, listen, Edison, some people spend years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years with the same level, and they never progress. So if you can acquire 1/3 of all the words that you will need forever in 1 year, that's a great investment. It's an excellent investment of your time, obviously. I do appreciate it. I will be in the live tomorrow. Thank you for your support. Yes, absolutely. You're more than welcome, Jelson MGM from Guatemala. ¿Cuál sería el paso a paso y la intensidad para llegar a tu nivel? ¿Qué recursos recomiendas? El paso a paso es exactamente el que les comento en el framework. El framework es el libro pago que pueden también comprar desde el link en mi perfil. Hay 2 libros. Uno gratis, que les ayuda con vocabulario, y el otro que les ayuda con los aspectos claves y el orden a seguir para poder tener un nivel que te permita trabajar y vivir del inglés. Para responder tu pregunta, Luis Fernando Jiménez, el paso a paso sería de acuerdo como yo lo veo, de acuerdo a lo que a mí me ha funcionado. Y de acuerdo a lo que yo les he enseñado a mis más de 21,000 estudiantes en el pasado, ha sido una combinación que se enfoque primero en vocabulario, en adquirir vocabulario de una forma eficiente, sin tener que ser aburrido, haciendo como challenges, se me olvidó la palabra en español, cada día, ¿cierto? Y a veces me bloqueo en español, qué pena. Es que llevo mucho tiempo trabajando en inglés. Sé que no es una excusa, yo lo sé perfectamente, pero me enredo full a veces en español. Sí, entonces seguir un paso a paso tendría que ver con primero vocabulario, segundo listening, tercero pronunciación. Cuando tienes esos tres elementos, desbloqueas speaking, ¿ok? Porque hay habilidades que tienen unos requerimientos y el speaking es uno de ellos. No puedes pretender tener un speaking bueno solamente con pronunciación, que es, o listening, o con pronunciación y listening, que es lo que la mayoría de personas hacen. Pero creo que, de hecho, vocabulario tendría que ser el foco o el enfoque como tal de lo que es el speaking. Es como si tú vas a adquirir la habilidad de manejar moto y lo primero que vas a hacer es meter el cambio sin prenderla primero. Sí me hago entender. Entonces, eso sería como para poder adquirir un nivel intermedio. Hay ciertas habilidades avanzadas que también cubren el libro, que tienen que ver con la estructura de la oración, que es el syntax, con pace, que tiene que ver con la velocidad en la que tú generas ideas y la velocidad en la que tú te comunicas, y tu entonación, que tiene que ver con cómo modular tu tono para poder, a través de la misma oración, tener diferentes intenciones o diferentes mensajes. Casi se me cae esta monda. Okay. How do you get better speaking? How do you get a better speaking? Well, like I just said, it's a combination of 3 sub-skills: vocabulary, listening, and speaking. If you neglect any of them, you're going to spend much more time to be proficient. Okay. God damn, my phone is only 9% on battery. I'm looking forward to a $2,500 monthly for US-based company. Okay, monthly income or salary for a US-based company in Florida. I'm from Bogota. Okay, good. You could absolutely aim to get that range with skills that don't really require that much effort to learn. Like video editing, it's one of them. You could easily make more than $2,500 a month if you know how to acquire clients and if you manage your time perfectly. Because one thing is to get clients, which is easy. That's the easy part. But delivering the service, that's the tricky part, because video editing it's something that requires a little bit of time. And once you learn how to outsource that to other people, you're going to make it. $2,500 it's going to be like a breeze in the park. Sure, thanks. Then video editor or customer service for part-time job. If I were you, random girl, honestly, I will go for video editor all the way. 100 times. 100 times more. David, thank you very much for buying the book. I think I registered the sale right now. I think. Let me check. Yes. it was from you. Thank you. I got it. Good. You're not going to regret that sale. I can promise you that. You also have the option to join the WhatsApp community if you feel like it. It's not mandatory, but you can also do it. Handru, ¿tienes acento, güey? ¿Vives en Estados Unidos? No, vivo en Barranquilla, Colombia. Y sí, tengo acento, creo que todos tenemos acento. Pero se puede reducir el acento para que no te discriminen tanto, especialmente en los negocios, porque las personas en los Estados Unidos, seamos realistas, a veces por un acento muy marcado pueden decidir no trabajar contigo. Entonces, es como una obligación reducir el acento, que es algo que también cubro en el libro. Cómo reducir el acento sin morir en el intento. Ok, así está más cómodo. How to properly say uncomfortable. Just like that. Uncomfortable. Like the R is silent. Uncomfortable. Comfortable. 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 Thank you everyone who want to join. I'm not going to be able to take guests today. But tomorrow, absolutely, we'll have a lot of fun tomorrow with a lot of role plays. Alejo says, I got a very good listening, but can't have a fluent conversation because I think too much in grammar. Okay. I think that is a stage in your learning process. I think everyone goes through that phase at some point in their learning journey. What I can recommend you is not to overthink it. Like grammar has too many elements, but there are two elements that are the key or the backbone, the cornerstone of grammar. Those are syntax, which is your ability to organize all the words in one sentence, and conjugation, which is being able to change or switch the word according to the tense you want to use, like either past, present, or future, or perfect tense, or conditional, all of those things. Like you got to focus only on those two grammar aspects if you want to improve your speaking ability. Just focus on conjugation and syntax. In the book, I don't really cover conjugation because I assume that if you're intermediate, you already have that covered. So by the way, the book it's mostly for intermediate professionals. It's not for beginners. If you can understand everything that I'm saying right now, but you can't speak, most likely you're not beginner. So just as a heads up, for everyone who wants to buy the book, it's for intermediate level professionals who want to achieve an advanced and proficient level to make money, with the intention of making money. Camilo Convita dice, what could be an advice to someone who wants to learn English as soon as possible? Just focus on speed. Speed requires a very particular order. See, when you learn a skill, you can learn it in 1,000 different ways, but there's one particular order in which you have to tackle every sub-skill to find the most optimal way to achieve proficiency quickly. And that is, it's very simple, is vocabulary, then listening, then pronunciation. Those three unlock speaking. When you can speak at an intermediate level, that means that all of those three skills are decent. But to have a more advanced level, you also need other three abilities, which are fluency, syntax, and pace. Syntax is your ability to organize all the words in a sentence. Fluency is your ability to connect multiple sentences quickly. And pace has to do with the time gaps between the words. If you analyze the way I speak, I almost never have long gaps, except when I speak in Spanish, because I'm fucking dumb. Yeah. Have a seat and be comfortable. Thank you. The only thing that I'm worried about is that my phone is at 7% right now. I forgot to charge it. I'm sorry. And I cannot charge it because I'm using this microphone, the receiver. So if I charge it, you know what? I think I'll charge it. But as soon as I start charging it, you're not going to be able to hear me that well, because you can probably hear me well because of the microphone. Usted aprendió inglés totalmente solo, dice David Bustos. 99% solo, sí. Y 1% de una persona que me dio un tip decente, pero 99% solo. Okay, future now. Yeah, you can practice with. By the way, if you want to practice, if you want to have a way to practice your speaking, feel free to join the WhatsApp group. There we do regular activities every day. I didn't do it today, honestly, because my day has been very hectic today at home today. But yeah, absolutely. Tomorrow, I think we can do more activities. Why don't you guys like the live, and we reach? I think we can easily reach 10K, right? Andrew dice, oye, ¿podrías decirme cómo pronunciar de una forma correcta la palabra wouldn't? Es que no me sale. Ok, voy a tratar de hacerlo de la forma más práctica para el español posible. Trata de decir como la palabra wood, que significa madera en inglés, wood, y luego ent, como las tres primeras letras de la palabra ente en español. Wouldn't, 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 wouldn't. La L no suena en wouldn't. Everton dice, ChatGPT ayuda. Oh, Everton, eres de Brasil. Mucho gusto. Sí, creo que, well, I'm going to reply to you in English because I don't know any Portuguese. Yes, I think it does. In fact, in my book, I cover extensively how to use ChatGPT for free, specifically to help you with your speaking. Because we need to embrace this technology. This technology, I think it's here to stay, and we would be pretty dumb if we don't use it. We have to use all of these apps. Me personally, I did not use any apps when I was learning English, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to use them. See? Wait a minute, what the hell? Okay. I always get these messages from TikTok, like doing a little puzzle. What the fuck? Okay. So in one of the videos I made, actually the video with the most views on my page, on that video I said that I never used Duolingo, and it's true, I never used it. But I've used ChatGPT not to practice my speaking, but to cover certain copywriting aspects through the audio option. So I do talk to ChatGPT regularly because it's way easier than typing with my fingers. David says, how do you properly say comfortable? I think I said that before, but here we go again. Comfortable. What do you reckon about street talk? I respect people who embrace it, but me personally, I see no use for street talk. Street talk. I see no use for it. If you want to make money, who do you think companies are going to hire? Someone with a perfect English with a street talk, or someone who speaks professionally? I have no use for that. I respect the people who learn that way, but I just can't do it myself. We don't have to do it that way. Thank you for the book. You're more than welcome, Antonio Lopez. Lopez. Thank you. Thank you very much. ¿Crees que entrar a un call center ayuda a pasar de B2 a un C1? De hecho, el salto más grande que uno puede hacer en inglés, de acuerdo a lo que yo he visto, es precisamente de B2 a C1. Puede que no estén de acuerdo conmigo, pero creo que sí. Ese es el salto más significativo que uno puede hacer. Y yo lo hice, de hecho, con la ayuda de un call center en customer service. ¿Es posible? Sí. ¿Es la mejor forma? No. ¿Es la mejor forma para las personas que no tienen tanto dinero de alguna forma? Sí. Definitivamente. Si tú eres rico y tus papás tienen plata y te pueden mandar para los Estados Unidos a estudiar para pasar relajado de un B2 a un C1, por supuesto. Pero si estás montado como estaba yo cuando estaba joven, claro que sí. Definitivamente. How much is the book? No Tommy Bauman. I cannot say exactly the price of the book here on the live, but it's extremely affordable. I made it affordable so that the most people from Latin America could have access to it. It's the same price that it will take you to go on a date with your girlfriend or boyfriend. That's the same price of the book. That's the same cost. Okay, what is the watch to improve the listen? What is the watch? What is the watch to improve the listening? You mean, okay, what should I do to improve the listening? Listening is, by default, the easiest skill you can scale, the easiest one. And it's so easy because it's semi-active. Lots of people say that it's passive. I don't think it's 100% passive. You still need to use your brain to understand all the things that you're listening. But it's definitely not active. Like, you can do that while you do some other stuff. So the best tip that I can give you to improve your listening is try to find someone who makes podcasts as long as possible, like 2, 3, 4 hours, in the field that you like. Otherwise, you're gonna get bored. So just do that. Okay, I'm only at 4% right now. Desafíos. Fuck. That's the word I was looking for. Edison, thank you. Thank you very much. You're always at the precipice with me. Sorry. ¿Qué precio tiene tu libro? Dice Yeltsin MGM. Como acabo de decir, te cuesta lo mismo que una noche, una salida con tu pareja a cine, lo que sea. Bueno, si vas en Colombia, ir a cine es como un ojo de la cara, no sé, pero no es tan caro. ¿Dónde aprendiste inglés? Ceticas. Aprendí por mi cuenta. 99% por mi cuenta. What is the best way to get better listening? I just talked about it. Thank you very much, Julio Gomez, for that. Just focus on podcasts that you can listen to without even thinking. In my case, I like science, business, politics, engineering, human evolution, biology, a wide range of topics. So I typically listen to podcasts in those fields. And in the book, I made a list, a recommendation of all the podcasts that I personally like. But at the end of the day, what you really want to do is find something that truly moves your strings, something that you really like, so that you can just listen to it without thinking that you're actually wasting time studying. So that's my advice. Thanks. Ismael Barba Falk says, your English is very good, mate. Your comment is extremely good, mate. Might, thank you very much. Luis Fernando dice, gracias, compraré el framework. Excelente decisión. No te vas a arrepentir de haberlo comprado. El libro está muy bien estructurado. De hecho, por eso se llama framework. Framework quiere decir como la estructura de algo que tiene una forma clara, como un edificio. Así más o menos fue como me lo imaginé yo. Voy a buscar el cargador. No me van a escuchar tan bien cuando lo ponga a cargar, porque voy a tener que desconectar el micrófono, pero vamos a ver. Si no me escuchan bien, termino esa monda. Denme un segundo o un minuto. Bueno, del 1 al 10, díganme qué tal se escucha. El micrófono del celular vale verga, entonces díganme ahí para que monda. Se les... Se le salió la costa, sí. De hecho, obviamente yo soy costeño, entonces siempre, yo cada vez que hablo en español hablo así. Ya, entonces. Yo creo que se va... No, si me escuchan bien, por ahí me dijeron 10, 7, 9. Ok, no se escucha tan mal. Ok. You look white today. I'm not white. Maybe it's the light. I only have white lights at home. Bro, yo hasta me duermo escuchando podcast en inglés. Sí, suele pasar. Yo siempre, no siempre, pero por un tiempo tuve ¿qué? El hábito de quedarme dormido escuchando un podcast, el de, el de Joe Rogan. Sí. Mila, psst. Lo siento, mi perro siempre es... echa para allá, para que te vean. Echa para allá, para que te vean. ¡Uy! Nada. Como tengo esta verga aquí toda puesta. Pero bueno, vamos a ver qué más me preguntan aquí. Apple user, deja de ser tan envidioso como hombre. No sé qué dijiste ahí, pero bueno. Mira. ¿Vos no hablas español? Sí, obviamente, claro. Pancrace dice, how do you pronounce literature? Just like that, literature, literature, literature. Hay palabras que suenan mejor cuando las dices rápido, como literally, literally, o literature. Ok, vamos a ver qué más. You're a good teacher. Thank you very much. I try my best to be a good teacher. Edwin, I'm gonna buy your book and then I will print it out. You could do that if it helps you doing the activities. Absolutely, you can just do it. Just don't abuse the copyright. You know what I mean? Yes, you're free to do that. Okay, Pancracia, how do you pronounce literature? Okay. David says, Damien, how can I log into my account and download it once I bought it, so I won't pay for it? I think you're talking about Hotmart. He's talking about Hotmart. The thing with Hotmart is that once you buy a product, you create an account where you can access your files. I am not exactly 100% sure about that, but don't worry. Send me a DM or if you're in the WhatsApp group, let me know that and I'll take a look at that, okay? So yeah, you don't have to pay for it again, of course. Once you download it, it's yours forever. ¿Cuánto tiempo toma hablarlo con dedicación? Con dedicación, el proceso es mucho más rápido. Muchísimo más rápido. El problema es que las personas no tienen dedicación. Sin dedicación es cuando tú ves que la gente va a ciertas escuelas y les toma 2, 3, 4 años y aún así no pueden hablar bien. Eso pasa cuando no tienes dedicación. En realidad mi libro se enfoca es una manera de que tú aprendas a autorregularte, que tú tengas la capacidad de decir, ok, yo puedo ser mi propio profesor, mi propio crítico, y esto es lo que tengo que hacer para tener mejores resultados. De hecho, uno de los principios detrás del libro es que tú tienes la responsabilidad de llevar un registro en números de cómo va tu progreso. Y si se dan cuenta, yo siempre hago todo con números. Aunque valga mondá calculando, pero siempre trato de como de darle un rate, un score, un puntaje a todo. Porque es una forma muy sencilla de llevar el registro de tu progreso. Por ejemplo, si tú empiezas a leer el libro hoy y tú crees, o el libro te dice, de hecho, el libro te dice en qué porcentaje de entendimiento tienes. No te dice qué nivel estás, porque no habla de nivel. Te dice qué porcentaje de entendimiento tienes en todos los skills. Te dice, ok, tu vocabulario está en 70% de acuerdo a los resultados que tú le das en la primera actividad. Y tú anotas, ¿cierto? Llevas un registro este mes de 70%. Lo ideal sería que en el próximo mes subiera, ¿cierto? A 75 u 80 o lo que sea, pero que no bajara, obviamente. Y eso es algo que las personas autodidactas hacemos todo el tiempo. Nosotros llevamos un registro escrito de cómo podemos desempeñarnos mejor. Ok, Andrew dice, me refiere a que tienes acento de alguien que es nativo. Oh, ok, gracias. Hay ciertas cosillas que no me salen como nativo, pero no es un impedimento para hacer dinero. Y eso es lo que yo quiero con ustedes. Que aprendan la habilidad con la intención de poder proveer para su familia. Entonces, Brickman Paul, para responderte la pregunta, ¿cuánto tiempo toma hablarlo con dedicación? Yo diría que con dedicación unos 6 meses, dependiendo de la persona, obviamente. A mí me tomó mucho tiempo porque en ese entonces no habían todas las herramientas que tenemos hoy. Ya. David says, could I download it to every device I have? Yes, you can download it to your PC, to your laptop, to your iPad, to your phone, to your smartwatch if you want. If you want, yes. Okay, let's see what other questions do you guys have from. Okay, Brigman, you already asked me that. Okay. We speak Costenglish. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Regorx dice, es raro escucharte en español, como siempre hablas inglés. Sí, es ya un hábito en este momento. Ok, vamos a ver qué otro. ¿Y cómo manejas el precio en Colombia? Me interesa. Bueno, cuando tú vas a la plataforma de Hotmart, automáticamente identifica en qué país estás. El precio yo lo puse en dólares precisamente para evitar ponerlo con el precio en Colombia. Yo soy de Colombia, ¿cierto? Hay personas aquí de otros países. Y para que esas personas vean una moneda en Colombia, eso va a reducir el número de conversiones, ¿cierto? Porque ellos van a pensar que automáticamente es un producto solamente para colombianos. Entonces, por eso lo puse en dólares. Si alguien está en Argentina, de hecho, Gonzalo de Argentina lo compró y a él le va a salir otra cantidad en su moneda local. Eso es lo bueno de Hotmart, que de acuerdo a tu país te muestra el valor en dólares, pero en tu moneda local. El precio en Colombia está, no puedo decir exactamente, pero está en menos de 50 lucas. Por ahora. What breed is your dog? Maribel says, it's a golden retriever. Golden retriever. Let's see. She's right next to me the whole time, but this thing is really hard to handle. Hold on. What the fuck? Ay, Mila. Mira para acá. That's Mila. She's pretty, right? I know. She's very pretty. I have to be very careful with this thing because it's super fragile. And I'm too strong sometimes. I'm just kidding. Look, I like to make dad jokes like that all the time. I'm not a dad, but I like to make dad jokes. ¿Te gusta otro idioma aparte del inglés? Estuve por un tiempito tratando de aprender japonés porque tenía varios amigos y posibles business partners en Japón. Y empecé, pero no lo terminé. Solamente empecé precisamente con vocabulario de japonés, pero lo dejé. No sé, como no le vi el uso, no le invertí el tiempo. Y eso es algo que es como un principio de vida. Si no le ves el uso a algo, no le metas tiempo, creo. Por lo menos yo pienso así. Y si te gusta, trata de sacarle un uso en el futuro. Eso fue lo que yo hice con el inglés. Yo empecé porque me gustaba primero y luego me di cuenta de que podía hacer mucho más dinero que otras personas en diferentes ámbitos solamente con inglés. Entonces, si les gusta algo o cualquier otro idioma, sáquenle provecho una vez que ya tengan fluidez. Okay, let's go to some of the other comments here. Andrés dice, primera vez que lo escucho hablando en español. Sí, lo que pasa es que si me preguntan algo en español, trato de responder en español, porque sé que si me preguntan en español es porque no creo que no entienden muy bien todavía el inglés. Entonces, por eso. Ok, Regorx dice, ¿qué diferencia hay entre el libro pago y el libro gratis? Muy buena pregunta que nadie me la había hecho hasta ahora, Regorx. El libro pago es el framework completo que te dice exactamente qué es lo que tienes que hacer para pasar de intermedio a avanzado. El libro gratis era parte del framework. Es de hecho una parte primordial del framework. Pero no lo pude poner todo porque obviamente sería un documento demasiado extenso. Entonces por eso lo puse como un libro gratis, un PDF gratis, que es solamente para practicar. Ese libro de Synonyms, Antonyms es exclusivamente para practicar vocabulario con tú solamente viendo. ¿Okay? Así fue como lo diseñé. Pero yo creo que si hay algo que quiero en lo que se enfoquen, o si hay algo en lo que quiero que tengan un progreso rápido, es en vocabulario. Por eso lo diseñé de esa forma, para que sea asequible a cualquier persona. No importa si no compran el framework, por lo menos sáquenle el jugo al libro gratis, para que en 7 semanas puedan tener un vocabulario decente. Porque yo entiendo que no todas las personas van a tener los recursos para comprar el framework. Y eso pasó de hecho en el WhatsApp hoy. Hubo una serie de comentarios al respecto, pero no hay problema. Si no tienes para el framework, tienes dos opciones. Puedes descargar el libro gratis que te ayuda con vocabulario, que también viene con un video de entrenamiento, o puedes solamente asistir a los lives. Andrés tirando mondad y todo. Ok, let's let's switch to English, right? I think that's why you guys came here. Julián, o sea que tú aprendiste inglés empíricamente en un año. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Julián Towers. Do I know you? I have a friend by the name Julián Torres de Barranquilla, but I don't think he looks like you. It's kind of hard to see. You might not be even from Barranquilla, but all right, good. Regorx dice, Brickman Paul, te lo recomiendo. Gracias, Regorx, for that comment. Igual, es el primero que lo veo hablar en español. Ah, ok. No me gusta el inglés y siento que si algo no te gusta, no haces por aprender. Sí, si no te gusta, no pasa nada, sí. Estamos aquí es para ver cómo podemos ayudarnos los unos a los otros para tener una mejor calidad de vida, y la forma como yo, o una de las cosas que podría enseñar sería, no enseñar, una de las cosas en las que los podría inspirar es con mi manejo del inglés. Pero sí, si no te gusta, no hay problema. No entiendo nada, ok. Pancracia dice, ¿das clases personalizadas? No trabajo como profesor. However, I think, what do you guys, and this is something that I was going to cover in WhatsApp today, but I was super busy. So, would you guys let me know in the comments if you might be interested in opening a paid club, a speaking club, but only exclusively to practice English intensively. If you guys are interested in that, do let me know in the WhatsApp group, okay? Or here as well, it's up to you, but I'm gonna make a poll, not Brickman Paul, a poll in the WhatsApp chat. So tomorrow we're gonna do that. Maribel, lovely. Quiero adquirirlo. Yes, go for it. You're not going to regret it. I spent 9 months writing that framework so that the most people can take advantage of it. 50 lucas está muy bien. De acuerdo, y antes estaba más barato. Entonces, en los demás países es regalado ese libro, no cuesta nada. Jaja. Well, technically, it's almost like a gifting in all countries. Because $9.99, it amounts to the same value in your currency, in your local currency. That doesn't change. I think in general terms, the same thing that you can buy with $9.99 in Colombia is the same thing you can buy in Bolivia, in Brazil, in Argentina. I think. I know that inflation is a factor to take into account, but I in general terms, I think that the value does not change that much. Sorry, I think I clicked something wrong there. I think I invited someone. It was not my intention to invite anyone. I'm sorry. I'm just scrolling through the comments. Give me a second. ¿Cómo me puedo unir al WhatsApp? Dice Carol Gómez. Carol G. Carol Gómez. Solo ves al link en mi perfil, si le das clic, creo que es acá. Acá en mi foto, ¿cierto? Ahí es donde la ven. Dale clic ahí y el único link que hay en mi bio, ahí solamente sigue las instrucciones. No hay pierde. How long did it take you to write the book? 9 months. But it was a project that I envisioned like a long time ago. It was always something that I wanted to write. And this year I made it possible, finally. Thank you, Dennis Cruz, for following me. Thank you, Mariadva10, for following me as well. How much time did you invest in your daily? Okay, let's fix that question, Rafa Lies. The question should be, how much time did you invest in your daily life or daily? How much time do you invest daily to speak fluently? Well, I used to work in customer service. So that was like sometimes 4 hours because sometimes I did part-time and sometimes 8 hours. But I think even with 2 hours, you can still have a great level. 2 hours daily. I want to learn speaking. Dice Granar. Okay. All right. If you want to learn speaking, imagine speaking as a video game skill. I'm pretty sure that some of you know about Elden Ring. Elden Ring it's the coolest video game ever. So for Elden Ring, sometimes you cannot use a weapon with high stats. That's the same way speaking works. In order to unlock speaking, you need to unlock first vocabulary, listening, and pronunciation. See, when you combine all of those three skills, that's when you can certainly say that your speaking it's good enough. Okay, so you guys are answering about the speaking club. Yes, of course. Let's do it. I'm down for that. It would be great. De una. Yes, I'm in. I'm interested. 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Okay. I'll make the effort. That's world class. Thank you, Alex Ramírez. Alex Ramírez como el jugador de... se me olvidó el nombre del equipo. De béisbol. Kurama 888 dice, ¿viste el dulce de Liki? Yeah, that was funny. But I also saw a video where the same guy, I think it's the same guy because the same voice talks in a different video. He goes to McDonald's and McDonald's sees the opportunity. That's the beauty of marketing. Like when you see an opportunity like that, you either let it pass or you make a ton of money from it. So what McDonald's did was, okay, let's call this guy. Let's make a user-generated piece of content with his viral video. And then they made a ton of money with it. See? So that's the beauty of seeing an opportunity in marketing where it is like almost poking your eyes. So yeah, they say like, they can't say dulce de leche, sino dulce de leche or dulce de luche, something like that. That was funny. David dice, les recomiendo el libro un 100%. Muchas gracias por ese voto de confianza, David. Muchísimas gracias. Marco Aristizábal de Medellín dice, estoy aprendiendo inglés, ya tengo muy buena comprensión de lectura, formo oraciones, aún me cuesta escucharlo. Vas por muy buen camino, muy buen camino. Si ya formas oraciones, quiere decir que tanto tu vocabulario como tu syntax, o tu sintaxis en español, están tratando de emular la comunicación en inglés. Y de ahí, para mejorar el listening, es solamente cuestión de tiempo. ¿Okay? ¿Cuál es la particularidad del listening? El listening es tu habilidad de reconocer las palabras que ya has visto. ¿Sí? Es casi que imposible reconocer o entender un término si lo escuchas 1000 veces, pero si nunca lo has leído es como se te va a hacer difícil. Y Acá en Latinoamérica tenemos una gran ventaja, excelente ventaja, y es que algunas de las palabras tienen se deletrean muy similar al inglés, obviamente. Esa es una ventaja que por lo menos en países como Japón o China no tienen. Y yo que he enseñado a más de 21.000 estudiantes en Japón, sé que acá en Latinoamérica no aprovechamos esa pequeña ventaja. No la aprovechamos. En Japón, tú le puedes decir una palabra 1000 veces a un japonés y puede que entienda el concepto, pero si no la ha leído, no la va a poder replicar o usar o escribir después. Entonces, creo que nosotros tenemos esa pequeña ventaja. Ahí. Hem dice, hello brother. Hello. What you doing? What's up, G? What's up, man? Urbano Carranza. My friend Lion, teachers, thanks, I have to go. Okay, yeah, absolutely. If you have to go, just go for it, yes. I think today we're going to go up until, what, 9? Who knows, maybe. If you guys keep asking me very good questions, maybe I'll think about extending the live a little bit longer. But 9 p.m., it's a good time. Kuroro dice, ¿qué pasa si mi listening es mejor que mi speaking por mucho? Good. Very good question. I do cover that in the book. Bueno, te voy a responder en español porque hiciste la pregunta en español. Traten de por lo menos hacer las preguntas en inglés, no importa si se equivocan. No importa si se equivocan, hay una gran posibilidad de que yo entienda la pregunta, aunque se equivoquen. Y si se equivocan, yo los corrijo. Pero traten de crear el hábito de escribirme en inglés siempre. Entonces, ¿qué pasa si mi listening es mejor que mi speaking por mucho? De hecho, no es que ambas habilidades compitan entre sí. Ellas no compiten entre sí. La forma como yo lo veo es, para poder desbloquear el speaking, necesitas el listening. ¿Ok? Es como un requerimiento. Es como si tú... Siempre les digo el ejemplo del carro, pero vamos a poner otro ejemplo. Es como si tú vas a hacer un pan y no le pones levadura, por ejemplo. Ya no, te va a quedar una empanada ahí mal hecha. Entonces, no es que ambas habilidades compiten, no es que una va a ser mejor que la otra, es que una depende de la otra. ¿Okay? Y en lingüística, en los lenguajes, todas las habilidades y las subhabilidades, todas dependen en alguna medida una de otra. Todas. Por ejemplo, un gran enlace fuerte que hay en inglés es el enlace directo entre la fluidez y el vocabulario. Tú no puedes tener gran fluidez si no tienes vocabulario. Es imposible. Es imposible técnicamente hacerlo en un tiempo relativamente corto. Obviamente, si tú vives en los Estados Unidos y paras todo el tiempo hablando y escuchando inglés, aunque tu lengua materna sea español, eventualmente lo vas a poder hacer. Pero si tu objetivo es adquirir el lenguaje de forma rápida para hacer dinero, la fluidez y el vocabulario son como dos habilidades en simbiosis. ¿Okay? La una depende de la otra. Y de la misma forma, pero en el sentido contrario, el speaking depende del listening. Ok. Mai dice, hola, yo entré en tu WhatsApp a través del libro gratis en PDF, pero no sé cómo ubicarlo. No te preocupes, Mai, en el grupo de WhatsApp, cuando tú le das clic a la parte de arriba, al título, ahí te sale la descripción. En la descripción vas a ver un texto. Ese texto no sale completo cuando tú le das clic la primera vez. Tienes que darle donde dice ver más. Tú le das ver más y ahí vas a encontrar el link directo de descarga. Y así es como lo puedes descargar. Thanks everyone who just joined the live, everyone who has followed me so far. I think I said we were going to reach 10K, but I'll tell you what, if we don't reach at least 10K, I'm going to end the live at 9 p.m. If we pass 10K to 11, 12, 13K, then maybe I'll consider extending up until 10 p.m. We got to hit that like button. Hit it as hard as you can. Thank you, Kat, for joining us. Today, I'm not going to be taking any guests. Today is more like a Q&A session, kind of. Questions and answers. Not quality assurance, by the way. Questions and answers. But all right. Kat is becoming very influential in this community. Lots of people are already asking her, like, how are you? I think somebody might be knocking. ¿Cuál es tu grupo de WhatsApp? Está en el link de mi perfil. Si le das aquí en mi foto, te manda a mi perfil, obviamente. Y ahí vas a encontrar el link. Se llama sterremaker.com/links. Tú le das clic ahí y te dan dos opciones, dos botones. Uno para WhatsApp y el otro para comprar el framework. Hello, random girl. I didn't notice that you left us. What's up? Rafa Lives, dice, at first, did it happen to you that someone from the USA told you that your English was not good? Yes, absolutely. That happened. That happened the first week of my customer service job. The first week, lots of people told me that. And at that point, I had two options. I could either quit or keep going. I decided to, just keep grinding. And that was the decision that allowed me to be here with 43 people on live right now. So, yes, you guys reached 10K. Pretty good. Thank you very much. Okay, I think I'm gonna consider going. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it past 9, a little bit more. Monica says, the opposite happens to me. I'm fine reading but not listening. That could also happen. It all depends on the time investment that you allocate to your first 3 skills, which are vocabulary, listening, and pronunciation. See? According to me and the data that I got from my 21,000 students, I think between 60 to 70% of your time must be invested in vocabulary first. And listening, by default, you're going to get it because it's something that you can do while doing other things. You don't really need to invest that much time on listening. No, wait, let me re-say that again. Let me rephrase that. You don't need to dedicate that much time to listening simply because you can do it while doing other things. It's not that you are going to 100% dedicate your attention to listening. No, you can do it while cooking. You can do it while driving. You can do it while doing other stuff. Right. Rigo, thank you so much for your time, Damien. From Antigua, Guatemala. Good. I didn't know that there was a town called Antigua. I know Antigua and Bermuda. I've been to that place. I've been to Antigua and Bermuda. I've been to St. Martin, St. Vincent. All of those are islands in the Caribbean. Bahamas, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. What's the other one? I've never been to Cuba. I've never been to Haiti. But I've been to most of the Caribbean islands. So I didn't know that Antigua was the name of a town in Guatemala. Nice. You see, I learn something new every day. Jem says, Professor, any tip you can give us to get more vocabulary and being able to speak more fluently? Absolutely. Just go to the link in my bio. You will see my website, sterremaker.com/links. You click on it, and you will see two buttons. One allows you to download the free vocabulary book. It's completely free. You don't have to pay anything for it. And it comes with a video training that shows you how you can use it. So that's how you can at least increase your vocabulary if you want to improve your fluency. Somebody commented on one of my videos right now. Thank you, Angeli, for those roses. Let's see. How do I see who's giving me gifts? I'm not familiar with the interface on mobile. This is literally, I think, the second time I come live here on my phone. Some tips that you can recommend us. The best tip I can give you is try to stick to a plan that you know it's yours. See, that's what I did, and it worked for me so well that I replicated it with people from Japan. And when I did that, I found out that it worked so well for them that I decided to write the book. So that's the best tip I can give you. Like, try to find out a formula or a way in which you can acquire the language. If you want to know how I did it, you can just buy the book. It's in the link in my bio. Ya me duele el dedo. Oh, thank you very much, brother, for all of those likes. We reached almost 11K. That's very nice. Eduardo Gomez dice, have you worked at a call center? Yes, I did. I worked as a representative and I worked as a marketing consultant. Between those two jobs, there were like 10 years difference. See? So the last time I worked at a call center was in 2010. I also had other experiences working in BPOs, but they were very brief, extremely brief. And I decided to travel the world, so that was something that was my priority. Mai says, thanks, I already located it. Today I start reading it. Before you read it, go to page number 5. Well, actually, just start reading it, and you'll see page number 5. What a fucking idiot am I? Just go to page number 5, and you will see a big blue button. Just click on it, and it will redirect you to a video that I made in detail explaining how to use the book, okay? Because there's an explanation in the upcoming pages 6 and 7, but that might not be enough. If you watch the whole video, you will comprehensively understand how to use it and how to make the best use of it. Kuroro. It's because I can understand American people, but I can communicate with them very well. Oh, you can't? Okay. If you understand them, but you can't communicate with them, that is exactly the kind of person or the kind of situation that I was thinking about when I was writing the book. I wrote the book specifically for people like you, Kuroro. By the way, Kuroro, where are you from? Wait a minute. Los Kitsune de Ho. Okay. I know that you are from Latin America because you like, your bio says something in Spanish. Okay, but anyway. Eventually, these lives are going to reach Japanese people. Eventually. And there's a very high chance that someone from Japan will see my lives. Someone that I already know. Because there were 21,000 people that I helped throughout 8 years. So someone eventually might be able to recognize me. So, Kuroro, I wrote the book specifically for people like you. People who can understand everything, they can listen, they can read, they can probably write, but they cannot speak. So go to the link in my bio and just Get your hands on the framework. It's going to help you to increase your speaking ability 10 times faster than anything else you have tried. Paula Garcia, hey, I'm back. Hey, Paula. We've been missing you. Like, why have you not been here lately? It's been, what, 6 days? 7 days? I remember you. I still remember you. Kat, hey, Urbano. It was a hard day at business. Sales are getting down these days. So, okay. Oh, Kat is answering to Urbano. I was getting sad, but I had to push myself to keep going. Yes, we all have to do that, Kat. Absolutely, you're right. Monica, okay, thanks for your advice. You're welcome. Paula, love your classes. Thank you, Paula. Maribel, that happens often. Native Americans never accept the fact that we can't speak two languages. Let's clarify something. Native Americans, we're gonna get a little bit scientific, not scientific, but nerdy here. Native Americans refer to the people who are native, indigenous to the territory of North America. What you mean, Maribel, is that happens often. Native English speakers never accept the fact that we can speak two languages. That's different. Native English speakers, not Native Americans. Because you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Back if you need me. Yes, today we're doing a Q&A session. I'm not taking any guests right now at the moment. But tomorrow, most likely we will. Absolutely, we will. Angeli, hi, how are you? How much do personalized classes cost with you? I don't offer personalized classes with you, Angeli, but I offer something more important. I think it's far more important, is your ability to become your own teacher. So I preach self teaching techniques to acquire the language 100% on your own. So that's what I do. Okay, we have 34%. I think we can safely use the mic again. Because I feel that I'm talking too loudly now. So I'm gonna use the mic again. I think my phone is slightly charged. Hold on. Okay, let me know if you can hear me well like this. Give me a number from 1 to 10. How well can you hear my voice? Let me know in the comments. 10. Ooh, that's nice. 10. Nice. That's why I bought this microphone, because it's very handy. Joe Monk says, hello, bro. What do you think about shadowing? It works. It really works. It really does work. But if you're going to shadow someone, make sure that you're shadowing something that will bring you closer to your goal, because you cannot shadow everything or everyone. For example, I wouldn't shadow street talk. Like, why would I do that? I can talk, help. Okay, Paula. Okay, let me go to the last comment I was reading. Jem says, thank you, blessings. Blessings to you as well. Thank you, everyone who just followed me so far. I think we can reach 20K likes. Can we? I know your finger hurt. I'm sorry, I forgot the username. But you know who you are. You know who you are. Marco Aristizábal, como Como este man, el de Nacional, precisamente. ¿Cómo es que se llama? Aristi, el que hizo más goles en Colombia. En un tiempo. Dice, I understand you so much of your words, and this makes me happy. Excuse me if I make mistakes. That's why we're here. See? These lives are so that you can make as many mistakes as possible now. The more mistakes you make now during these lives, the less mistakes you're going to make while having a real conversation with someone. So, yeah, absolutely. I will always be here to help you guys with that. Are we talking tonight? No, Paula, we are not. If I use this microphone, unfortunately, I cannot listen to anyone. So that's why. Well, I really wanted to like stretch my back a little bit because I've been working in front of the computer the whole day. So I didn't want to sit down at that chair for like 2-3 hours as well. That's why I'm here in my living room. There's nothing special here in my living room. It's pretty wide. There's a bike I never used that bike. Yeah. And this side, let me see if there's nothing suspicious you can see there. No, there's nothing. See, it's a pretty big house. How old are you, Sammy? I'm 35. 35. Some people said 25. I'm not 25. I wish I was 25, but I feel like 25 sometimes. Rafa Lives. What is the best technique to improve my vocabulary? No more words. Literally, the best technique you can actually use is join my WhatsApp group. Literally, that is literally the best technique. There, you will download a free ebook that I wrote specifically on vocabulary. You never have to get sad about anything for that, cat. Yes, I agree with that. Thank you, Paula, for all of those comments. Love your talk sessions. Yes. A lot of soccer, dude. Soccer, dude. Okay, I see. Someone said it that have to intermediate level. Okay. Okay, I think what Eduardo wants to say is someone here who has an intermediate level? I think lots of people here have intermediate level because otherwise they would not keep watching the live. But yes, I think lots of people do have intermediate level here. Thank you everyone who just followed me. There's a lot of people following me today. Thank you. All right. Valentina Coy Peña dice, do you have any advice or tips for selling in English in any course? Oh boy, yes. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me tell you, because that's what I like. I like sales. Now, literally the best trainer for my proficiency that I've had has been doing telemarketing sales. And I did that at the very first call center that I worked for. Eventually, I moved on to retail. I also worked in other fields, but sales is what I like doing the most. That's why I'm a copywriter. See, copywriter services have to do with automatic sales or semi-automatic sales. So the best advice that I can give you, Valentina, is try to always negotiate from a place of authority. See, the best and most successful people that I know of, they always do that. They always try to raise themselves, not particularly raising themselves in terms of how much they earn or how much they know. No. I mean, like when you're talking to someone, the words you use mean something, yes, but the gestures, the mannerisms, the pace you use, that's what I mean. Like being at a higher position in the sales negotiation whenever you're talking to someone. The mic is very what? I couldn't hear. It's very good. I think it's pretty good. See? It's I bought it on Amazon and it's very inexpensive. I bought some other stuff last night, some computer components, and I'm about to buy a DSLR camera. We'll see how that goes. For those of you who don't know, a DSLR camera is one of those highly professional cameras like Canon, Sony Alpha, one of those. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's see, what other question do we have here? These live sessions have helped me a lot in my job interviews. Pretty good. Thank you for that comment, Regorx. Ooh, nice for all of those gifts. I appreciate it. All right, thanks. You look younger than 35. Thank you. I feel younger than 35. But I know I don't look like this in real life. It's the filter. It's the, look, see? Whenever I place my hand, the filter gets removed. I don't know exactly how to remove it completely. Like when I go live, it's already automatically there. And I have not dealt with I've not messed around with the settings. Because if I do it right now, you're gonna see that I do look 35. I don't look like this. Okay, so to complement the answer that I gave you before, Valentina, if I have any course on sales, the best course on sales that I can give you is apply for a sales job. That's literally the best course that you could actually ever take. Apply for a position in sales that doesn't require you that much so that you can use that experience to apply for a more intricate sales position. For example, let me give you an example. Ooh, wait a minute. This thing, now this is the thing that is, it's not charged. Fuck. Oh, wait. I think I can charge it. This thing it's falling on me. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Oh, no, you know what? Fuck, give me 1 second. I'm still here. Just give me a moment while I get some more water. bet you guys could hear that. All right. Okay, let's see what the fuck. I have a power bank here. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Okay. Sorry for that interruption. So, like I was telling Valentina, okay, I was about to tell you something, Valentina Coy Peña. There are very different levels of sales positions. The lowest one, the lowest level is sales rep. Like you get trained on selling one particular product, and that's basically what you do the whole campaign. But then there's also BDRs, which are business development representatives. There's also copywriters, right, like me. We also focus on sales. There's also media buyers. Media buyers, they have to do with increasing sales through ads specifically. But yeah, there's a multitude or a myriad of sales positions out there that you can do, that you can apply for. Practice makes perfect. Absolutely, Jem. Yes. Would you like to have a podcast on my... Yeah, well, I know that you have not been here, Paula, I know, for the last few days. But that's what we have been doing for the last 5 days. We've been doing sort of like a podcast. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I cannot invite you guys to join me today. But that's fine. We will still have plenty of opportunities for that tomorrow. You should have a YouTube channel. Yes, and I will. I will. I've never been into social media. This is the first time I actually show my face on social media. And I know I'm pretty aware that I should make a YouTube channel eventually. Yes, I'm working on that this week. I'm working on developing an easy to follow strategy for YouTube. Urbano Carranza. That was the name. Okay. Practice makes you improve your English. Exactly. Do you think it's possible to get an administrative job that requires English? Don't like call centers. Yes, absolutely. Let me give you some staff or administrative positions that you can apply for. The basic one, the most basic one, is virtual assistant. I'm not going to tell you any tips on how to become a virtual assistant because that is something that I've never done. But there's also logistics coordinator. You don't really need to talk that much with. It depends. When it comes to logistics, there are three main positions that companies are always on the lookout for. Like there's freight broker. You need experience for that. It's not an administrative position, but it's something. It might be something in which you don't have to make that many calls. It depends. There's also track and trace. That is the easiest position you can apply for in logistics. There's also you can also work in procurement. Procurement doesn't really have to do with logistics. There's a lot of companies that offer procurement remote jobs, and they have to do with how to properly use budgets for companies. and it's a real position that is highly profitable. But you will need to know a little bit of accounting and a little bit of like staff management. But yeah, absolutely, you could potentially get lots of positions without going on the phone. Jerry, my man, he says, "Sup, Damien? Hope you're doing great, bro. Best regards, bro." Thank you very much for those nice words, Jerry. I always keep you, I always remember you, and I always keep looking for your comments because I know that you come to the lives often. Thank you for being here and for the support. Okay, I'm already in a sales position. It's just that I have to meet with decision makers. So what exactly? Okay, and most of the time they didn't come with the mindset of having the service. Good. Let me give you a sales tip, an improvised sales tip. If you tell them that they need the service, they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna get it. You need to show them that even though they might not know about the service, they still can either save money with it or make more money with it. Those are the only two options that you have. If you want to help a customer, specifically in sales, the only or the main two things that they want is a way to reduce costs, to save money, or a way to increase sales, to make more revenue or profit. So if your service does not do any of those two things, then it's a very hard service to sell. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. If there's an organization backing you up already, then most likely it's a tested service. It's been tested multiple times. So my tip for you would be something like, okay, so I'm looking for like a closing strategy. You want to be a closer. It all depends on the service. It depends on if you have like a free trial. It depends if your service has comes in a bundle. It depends if the service is ready to be used. Like if it's something that the customer requires steps, the more steps the customer requires, the less likely they're gonna get the service. I think, from my experience. See, but if you want to be a good closer, try to use if you're selling the service on the phone, like literally talking to them on the phone. Your best friend has to be intonation. Intonation it's a topic that I cover. It's the last topic I cover in the book because it's a little bit advanced, but it works in sales like magic. It's like a magic charm, and it has to do with the way you modulate your tone of voice. Right. One of my business partners was calling me now. I hope it's not not important. I think it shouldn't be important. Okay. Thank you very much for everyone who has bought the book. Thanks a lot. Let's see, who else? GPS assistance. I think. Oh, those are jobs that you're listing. Yes. Medical live translations. Yes. Customs and international business. Good. What is your English level? Says Edwin Correa. I get that question a lot, but you know what? I'm gonna try my best to not focus anymore on levels because that was like kind of like an itchy topic for some people. So instead, I'm gonna tell you what is my income level with English. It's relatively high. I think it's gonna be even higher next year, but it's relatively high. I don't focus that much on levels. Right, Edwin. I know that you're asking about that, but you know what? When I land clients as a copywriter, they never ask me my level. Never, never. I've never had a client said to me like, "Hey, oh, what is your English level?" Like, no. As soon as they jump on a call with me, they know that I can deliver. So my advice for you is try not to label yourself, not level, but label. A label is a little sign that tells you who or what you think you are, like B1, C1, C2, A1, A2. I don't think in those terms. I know that it's an international standard, but you don't really need to focus on that much, especially if you're intermediate. Like companies in the US, they don't really ask you like what is your level. They just when they outsource their services, it's the outsourcing companies the one that ask us what is our level so that they can be sure that at least we can offer or they can offer a good labor or a good worker to that client in the US. Damn right. 13K likes. Thank you very much, everyone who liked the live. Thanks a lot. Levels are unnecessary when you're making money. Exactly, Jerry. That's exactly right. What is your monthly income, Damien? I don't think I can say that here. I'd like to keep that private, but it's more than enough for my lifestyle. It's more than enough. Ooh, wait a minute. What the hell is this? Okay, Edwin Correas 552 says, how do you learn English? Well. I think someone else replied to you. Yeah, Rafa replied to you already. I taught myself. And that's what I preach here on these lives. What I say is that people like you, like me, like everyone else on this live can acquire the ability to teach yourself. You don't really need to rely on a platform, on an app, on a teacher, on an academy in order to reach a good enough level to start making money with English. You really don't need that. By the way, I know what you guys are thinking. This is not what you think it is. This is Pony. Pony Malta. I love Pony. Random girl. I already answered that question about my monthly income, but there's something else that I wanted to tell you particularly. If you're good at video editing, your potential income could be in the ballpark of between $3,000 to $6,000 a month if you know how to sell your services well, and if you know how to outsource the work. Is it hard? Yes. Is it something that will take time? Yes, absolutely. But is it doable? 100% yes. And if you do that, if you manage to do that, you don't really need to like waste yourself that much working in a call center. I know that some people do require that because it's like an almost necessary step to gain proficiency. But if you're already semi-proficient, then you don't need to go for it. You don't really need to go for a call center. You can just jump into one highly valuable marketing skill. And just to give you other examples, video editing is one of them, copywriting is another one, but it requires a little bit of experience and a very good use of the word and perfect fluency, but it's possible as well once you have all of those requirements. You can also aim to be a web developer or web design, though those kind of jobs actually do make a lot of money. Edwin asks a very good question. He says, What do you think is the key to learn by myself? The key to learn all by yourself is to find a path that allows you to autocorrect yourself. If you don't have that path, you can go to the link in my bio and you can just download the framework. It's not free. There's a free book that helps you with vocabulary, but the framework, it's a compilation of all the years of experience that I've had teaching English to Japanese students and all the strategies that I use to acquire this level of proficiency myself. And it's on sale right now for the same value or the same price or the same cost of going on a date with someone. You are going to have the possibility to have that structure already in a written form. And that's what I wrote. That's what the English Framework for Business Professionals, which is the name of the book, it's for. Thank you, everyone who just followed me so far. Thanks a lot. So what do you guys think? Should we go up until 10 or should we end it now? What do you guys think? ¿Seguimos? ¿Sí, paramos? No. Give me, if you want me to go on, give me a very, very, very hard question, a good question, and I'll think about it. Cami Montes one says, how can I try to talk in English if I don't have someone to practice with? That's a good question. What I did when I was younger, when I was 17, 18-ish, was talking to the mirror. Sorry, haha, make you okay. Yeah, that's fine. You're here to make mistakes. It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. So what I did was talking to the mirror like a fucking idiot. but you don't have to do that anymore. There's so many resources at your disposal that you can use to improve your fluency and to start having real conversations with AI. So ChatGPT is the one that I use at that, or the one I recommend in that regard. That is ChatGPT. And in the book I wrote, I cover extensively how to train ChatGPT so that you can learn the language yourself, or at least to have someone to practice with. Thinking in English always works. Yes, exactly. Thinking in English is the best way. Kenny Castaño, absolutely. Something else that works is forcing your brain to reply to someone who's asking you something in your mother tongue, but not actually replying to them, just thinking about the answer. For example, if someone asks you at work, like, hey, ¿qué hiciste el día de ayer? Tú le vas a responder en español, ¿cierto? Por ejemplo. But in your mind, you're going to form the sentence like, what the fuck did I do yesterday? So that's basically what she means by thinking in English always works. That's a pretty good, solid advice. Random Girl says, oh my God, it's hold on. If you had the chance to be mentor for a top sales marketing master, who would it be? That's a good question, but maybe if I tell you my answer, you might be disappointed. I think the best mentor is failure. That sounds philosophical, but the best mentor you can have is, it's a notebook in which you record all the data of all the interactions you have and what went wrong, analyzing yourself. And that is the same principle that I use to learn English. So it's the same principle, the ability to autocorrect yourself. Look, if I have a like a meeting with Grant Cardone or Alex Hermosi or with this guy, what's his name? Mark Cuban. Any of those guys, I don't think I'll get that much from them that I don't already know. So I don't, and me saying that, I don't want it to sound like arrogant or whatever, but sales is a very basic process. They will always tell me like, oh, just stick to the basics. Stick to the basics and iterate. That's what they'll tell me anyway. So, but that's a very good question, random girl. Thank you, Edgar, for that question. What do you think about shadowing? I think I replied that before, but shadowing works if you're shadowing someone at a very specific task. It works because it will allow you to start making money relatively in a short amount of time. Kenny Castaño, they say, download Lola Speaker. Lola Speaker, okay. You can talk to people from every part of the world. Good. I've never heard of that app, but good. That could be a very good recommendation. Great answer, says random girl. Thank you. Somebody's asking, is it free? Okay, Kenny, I think Kenny is going to reply that shortly. I don't know. I've never heard of it. But yeah, I mean, as long as it works, it works. See? The reason behind these spaces are precisely so that you can have a chance to practice. And that's why I do them every single night. Tonight is the exception because for multiple reasons, I don't want to use my computer right now. So that's why I'm using my phone. And when I use my phone, when I use this handy dandy microphone, for whatever reason, I cannot listen to anyone. So that's why I didn't bring anyone here. But most likely tomorrow we're gonna still go for real conversations during lives. So yeah. Okay. I think that was the last comment. What is the difference with tandem? According to that question, Edwin, I guess tandem might be another app. And I think you might be asking that to Kenny Castaño, because unfortunately I do not know. I've never heard of Tandem or Lola. Welcome, Oriana. Welcome, EAAM. I think that this live is very helpful to practice or listening. Exactly. That was the first intention for me doing lives. Was that like the first live I did? I was live for like 1 hour and nobody came, no one. But eventually, in like 1 minute, 2 people joined, and then that doubled to like 4. Then in the span of a few seconds, I already had like 100 people, and that was pretty good. Somebody's asking me my age. I'm 35. 35. Thank you, David Valencia and Edgar Sanchez, for following me. Thanks a lot. For everyone who is joining this live, I just want to say that this is a great space or a great chance for everyone to practice their listening and even their speaking. We go live every single night at 7 p.m. Colombia time, but unfortunately today I just felt like doing a Q&A session, but that's what we do every single night. Again, you don't look 35, bro. Thank you, bro. Again, it's the filter. It's like my face does not look like this. If you see me like in the streets, you will know like, oh, that guy's probably like 38 or whatever. How to become fluent, says Gaska61. How to become fluent? Fluency, just like speaking, is an amalgamation, a combination of many other skills. It's a conjoined effort between your vocabulary, your listening, your pronunciation, your pace, intonation, and your accent reduction, I think. So to become fluent, all you really need to focus on is on buying my book. My book tells you exactly how to become fluent. If you want to know more about it, just go to the link in my bio and you will see there's only one link there. It's sterremaker.com/links. You click on it and you'll see the option to buy the framework. My book is called The English Framework for Business Professionals. And like I always say, it's a combination or a compilation of all these strategies that I used to teach myself English, but also to let other people know how they can teach themselves. So if you want to know more about it, just go to the link in my bio. Teacher Brian, it's always nice to have you here, man. Thanks. Thanks for the support. El Colo 2000. Wow, brother, I want to learn to speak English like you. And yes, if you follow me, eventually you will learn how to do that. In customer service, I'd like to have a back office job, answering mails and tickets, not phone. Okay, that comes at a cost. The cost is experience. If you don't have experience, specifically managing people, then most likely you are going to struggle finding a job like that. But it's possible. It's 100% possible, yes. You just have to be able to sell your services very well. Again, I don't encourage anyone to get jobs. I encourage people to open up businesses because this, among other things, this live is for these mainly to inspire people to know that having a business should not be that hard. Let's see, who else wants to comment? Come on, there's 40 people here. I'm pretty sure some of you may have questions that I have not answered yet. Did you learn by living in the US? Heck no. Oh, hell no. No, I did learn in Colombia before I went to the US. I did go to the US eventually, but I did not learn anything there. Well, I learned about business, but I didn't learn like to speak or whatever. Entrepreneur, yes. No, you didn't write it correctly, but you are right. It's my goal is to develop more entrepreneurs. Yeah. Andy May first. Algunas personas tienen sensibilidad auditiva, más sensibilidad auditiva que otras, y aprenden a pronunciar de manera intuitiva. You might be right. You might be right. However, I have seen business people over 40 years old from Japan go from intermediate, barely speaking sentences, going all the way to C1, being able to have philosophical conversations with me in the span of months. So, yeah, you might be right. Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure that some people do have a higher tendency of developing their skills more than others, yes. But it's also possible to do that with a lot of dedication. Do you think that a back office can be a service? Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Your service will not be back office. Your service will be offering labor. Labor, that's going to be your service. Offering people who can in turn do the job that US-based companies look for. However, we are reaching a dangerously close time to the point in which US-based companies are not going to require outsourced services anymore. I think we're reaching that every day. Every single day that passes, we get closer and closer to that thanks to AI. In other words, maybe next year, maybe in the next 5 years, companies in the US will not need outsourcing services. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced of that. But that still is a very good opportunity for everyone to learn English, because as soon as one line of business closes, 10 other 10 other lines open. And that is the nature of business. Like, some needs are met and more needs appear. Thanks everyone who just followed me. Do you know a guy from Brazil that sells a course called Fluent Academy or something? No, I don't. You see, I'm not in the market for courses like that, so I don't get those ads. I'm not the target audience for those people selling courses. I get ads for other products and services. But no, I don't know that guy. Fluent Academy, I've never heard of it. Okay, it's 9:34. I said I was gonna consider going up until 10 p.m. We're gonna go until 10 p.m., but only if you guys reach 20K and just keep on bringing very interesting questions. Do you believe that the BPO industry is going to disappear? Yes. I don't know. I think it's going to evolve. It's going to evolve into something completely different that may not require that many jobs from us. But yeah, it's going to change. It's definitely going to change. I think they're gonna start outsourcing AI services to Latin American countries if we prepare with enough anticipation. And that's what I'm trying to do here with you guys, because I know lots of you work in tech, and I know there's a lot of people with great SaaS ideas, software as a service ideas, but you guys can't speak English properly. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm opening these lives, so that we can, in Latin America, offer better services. But business processing outsourcing, as it is, most likely is going to change drastically in the next few years. I remember that 8 years ago, I tried to be a freelance recruiter. I thought I was crazy. Why? I've never tried that, but I'll tell you something that I did briefly. Everyone knows that I'm from Barranquilla, and there's a lot of outsourcing companies in Barranquilla, obviously. So what I did for them briefly, for some of them, not all of them, for some of them, was getting corporate clients, like campaigns in the energy business and other fields, medical field and logistics. So that is something that I briefly did for some BPO companies here, and it's highly profitable, extremely profitable. Instead of focusing on recruiting the people yourself, what I did was like closing clients at a corporate level in exchange for a commission. Teacher Brian says, bro, today are we having the chance to talk to you? I want a piece of advice from you. It's been almost 2 hours and I have not taken any guests today. Today, it's a Q&A session, basically, but from tomorrow, yeah, we're going to do it. However, Brian, just ask me your question and I'll do my best to answer it in as much detail as possible. I think the listening is more complicated. Improving that takes a lot of time. Yes, it does take a lot of time, but the good news is that you can do that while doing something else. It's not like vocabulary. When you learn vocabulary, you have to dedicate your brain. 100% of the resources from your brain, you have to dedicate that when you're learning vocabulary or pronunciation. But with listening, it's a little bit different, because you can do other things while you improve your listening. And you don't even have to be conscious to do that. You could just also like do things that you normally do on your daily routine while listening to a podcast in the background. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that intensive. And right now you see freelance recruiters everywhere. Artificial intelligence just said yes. That's going to be the main driver for the industry to change. Yes. Have you heard about CIAV English Academy? No, I've not. I have not. Edwin, sorry. De todo un poco. I've been studying BPO at Sena, Colombia. Okay. De todo un poco. I have good news and bad news for you, buddy. All right. The good news is that is a highly valuable skill that no one will ever take away from you. Okay? That's a good news. And it's a skill that you can literally transfer into other fields easily. One of them being copywriting. However, the bad news is that the BPO industry as it is, I'm not an expert on it, obviously, but I just relay the message of the things that I see in the industry. I think it's going to drastically change pretty quickly to the point where US-based companies will not need or will not see the need in hiring labor from Latin America. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but most likely it will happen. I'm late, my bad. Okay, tomorrow it would be cool. Yeah, absolutely. What does BPO stand for? I think it's business processing outsourcing. Business processing or business process outsourcing, something like that. But this is a big deal for these companies because working with us, its payroll has a lower cost. Yes, but guess what? AI can do the same job without complaining 24/7 at a lower cost per minute. So, see, you do the math there. So, but yeah, you're right, Jesse. I think it's going to be, if we don't take action quickly, we're cooked. I mean, you know what I mean. What is the secret to looking as young as you do at that age? Santi Cortez says. The secret is having a very strong filter on TikTok. Because as soon as I move my hand, you can see the filter coming off. See, I don't look as young as you might think I look. I feel young, but that's because I do exercise sometimes. Sometimes. It's not even every single day, just sometimes. The secret is not getting married. I don't know about that. I've been married for 10 years. I've been married for 10 years. And we've been together for 17 years. Ese cuento siempre lo dicen. Llevan años con lo mismo y nada cambia. Puede que sí, puede que no. But why risk it? You know what I mean? Like, why risk it? Just prepare yourself for something better. Yep. Haha, sure, that makes sense. Andres Balan. Good evening, Damien. Maybe tomorrow we might have a nice conversation. Absolutely. Look, it's not that I didn't want to have a conversation with you guys. It's just that I can't use my computer right now. But that's why I came on live here using my phone. And I don't know what the deal is with my phone, but I cannot listen to anybody while I use this handy dandy microphone. So that's why. But don't worry, I think tomorrow we're gonna go live from the computer, and everyone's gonna have the chance to talk to me and talk to each other as well. Maribel says, so what is a strategy or a career to go for nowadays? That's a very good question. Very good question. I think the best advice I can give you is try to embrace change, because this is not the first time or the last time this is going to change. So if you want like a real insight, I would say probably just invest heavily in your soft and hard skills. English is just one of them, and the strategy is to start a business. Maribel, I'm sorry, but that's why I'm not worried about that. I'm really not worried because I don't have a job, and I don't want to look for a job. See, the best thing you can do is invest in yourself and try to start a business. If you fail, the worst thing that can happen is you go back to a job that you hate, but at least you try. See. Antonel dice, yo estudio en una academia, siento que no avanzo nada. Tengo 7 meses, sé algo de gramática, pero en listening estoy unalive. Miro y escucho música en inglés, pero no sé por qué no... Ok. No sabes por qué. Te hago unas preguntas muy rapiditas, Antonel. El día de hoy ya se va a acabar prácticamente. ¿Cuántas palabras aprendiste hoy? Si fueron menos de 5, ahí puede estar una de las aristas del problema. Uno de los aspectos, no el único, es uno. Te voy a hacer otra pregunta para que tú mismo te la hagas. Exactamente, ¿cómo llevas un registro de cómo avanzas en el inglés? ¿Cómo llevas ese registro? ¿Lo haces solamente en tu cabeza o lo tienes escrito en alguna parte? Es decir, me hago entender cómo sabes que no avanzas nada. Porque avanzar nada quiere decir que estás en el mismo nivel hace meses. Pero avanzar un poquito puede verse como avanzar nada. Es solamente que en el tiempo tú no vas a ver la diferencia. Pero si entre octubre y noviembre avanzaste 1%, eso no es nada. Esa es la segunda pregunta que te tienes que hacer. Y la tercera pregunta es, ¿por qué no me has comprado el libro? No, I'm joking. Mira, Antonel, si sientes que estás estancado o estancada, lo siento, puede ser, bueno, es difícil ver, pero bueno, tú me entiendes. Yo me di a la tarea de escribir un libro específicamente para las personas que sienten que no avanzan nada, que sienten que entienden un poco, que tienen noción de algo, pero que no pueden hablar, definitivamente. Pueden entender cuando lo leen, pero no pueden avanzar cuando van a hablar. Si esa o ese eres tú, ve al link en mi perfil y le das clic a el único link que hay ahí, sterremaker.com/links. Y dale a comprar el framework. El libro se llama The English Framework for Business Professionals. Y es una gran compilación de todas las técnicas que he usado en mí y con otros 21,000 estudiantes de Japón. Entonces, si te interesa y quieres invertir en tu educación para poder generar dinero rápido, te lo recomiendo 100%. Gerard Kova says, what is your English level? I'm not really fixated on my English level. I'm fixated in my income level. That is the only metric that I care about. So if you ask me, like, I did once a test. This is a story that I briefly touched on the other day. I passed the test with flying colors the other day to apply for a teaching job. It's not the same as taking the IELTS. It was a teaching job. And according to that test, I reached C2. That's why I'm very convinced that I am C2. But I don't take that into account because it's not the real IELTS or the TOEFL or the TOEIC test. See? And I'd never taken any of those, and I will never take them because I'm not interested in that. My advice for you is try to not get fixated on the idea of levels or labels. Not levels or labels. Because you are not your level. You're not your level. You're your income and the friends you made along the way. At the end of the story, we are the friends we made along the way. That's a joke. Probably a little too advanced. Solo puedo estudiar a partir de las 9 p.m. hasta donde aguante. Well, bueno, mis lives van de 7 a 9. A veces, como hoy, de 7 a 10. Pero normalmente hasta las 9. ¿Cómo pierdo el miedo? Buena pregunta, Sara. El miedo se pierde. ¿Qué es el miedo? El miedo es ignorancia. ¿Ok? El miedo se produce por no saber algo o por no estar seguro de algo. Mientras tú más seguro o segura estés de que no vas a cometer un error, menos miedo vas a tener. ¿Y cómo desarrollas la habilidad de no cometer tantos errores? Cometiendo errores, básicamente. Entonces, ¿cómo se pierde el miedo? Lógicamente se pierde a través de cometer muchos errores. Recién lo conozco, soy hombre. Ay, qué pena. Qué pena, Antonel. Ok, pero gracias por aclararme. Rafa dice, AI is crazy. It's a crazy thing. Today I was canceling my phone company and virtual assistant. Almost did everything. Okay. Yeah, I know. Exactly. That's my point. My point is that these companies, these multinational companies, they do have the budget for making that decision on a whim. On a whim. Like one day they'll go like, oh, you know what? We don't really need to pay 25 cents an hour per agent in a country like Colombia. Why would we do that if we can just pay 10 cents an hour to AI? See, what all businesses want is only two things. They want a way to reduce cost or increase profit. If they find a way to reduce costs by kicking out the BPO industry, they'll do it. They will do it. They will not hesitate one single second. They have done it before. They will do it again. They did it with their own people. So look, when the outsourcing industry came about, all of these people, somebody had to do the job, right? Somebody had to do the job. And these people were in the United States. They were the ones taking the calls, like handling customer complaints, whatever. And these companies, they did not hesitate when they saw the opportunity in other countries like India and South America. So what makes you think that they will think twice before they kick us all out? Why? They'll make it on a whim. But customers don't like to talk with AI. I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, good. But fair enough. Junko. They don't need to know. When AI becomes so advanced that is imperceptible for customers to identify if they're talking to a machine or a human being, why the fuck would they care? See, and that moment will happen. You might be right. Customers don't like to talk to AI, but look, if a customer gets a solution from AI faster than a human being, what do you think is going to happen? The conversions are going to go through the roof. Lisette Arias says, how old are you? I'm 35. 35. I was born in 1989. What jobs do you think are not in danger with AI? The number one job is to open your own business. That's it. Look, I don't think about jobs. I'm a business owner, and having a job means that you depend on someone or something else. When you have a business, you depend 100% on your own skill. Machine has a script, yes, but that script can change in mere seconds. Humans got feelings, but hey, feelings don't make money. Look, I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say that we're all doomed like tomorrow. No, but this will happen. What I'm trying to say is that you have to be ready for that moment. The BPO industry right now, as it is at risk. It's at a very high risk. What level are you? I don't know. I don't want to sound like rude or anything. Lisette, that's not my intention. But my advice is for you to not to be fixated on your level. Don't do that. Like, don't try to label yourself and don't try to label other people by their level. Label and level. Label and level. Those are two different things. I don't have a label. So even though my level might be very high. Okay, we still have 5 more minutes to go. 5 more minutes. Why don't we reach 20K? I think we can do 20K in 5 minutes. It's only, what, 4.5 thousand likes that we can just hit. I think we can do that. If all 40 of you hit the like button in the next minute for 100 times, I think we can do it easily. What's your favorite food and movie? Very good, Camilos. Very good question. I think this is the first time I get asked that question ever here during the lives. Thank you for that question. And I'm gonna be very clear. To me, food is it's more like a chore. I don't think that much about food. I think in terms of nutrition, but I'll tell you this. My wife, every time she cooks, she makes an even better meal than the previous time. See? Every time she cooks something, that meal is better than the previous one. So my favorite food is anything, literally anything that my wife makes. And when it comes to movies, I think movies nowadays are also at danger. I think they're at a higher risk of disappearing as we know them. And I don't think movies nowadays are good enough. So I don't really spend that much time watching movies. But to answer your question, my favorite food as it is could be steak. And my favorite movie as it is could be Inception by Christopher Nolan, Leonardo DiCaprio, James Lewitt Jr., whatever his name is, and Tom Hardy. I think I'm pretty good in writing, ad writing, but I have no idea about copywriting. Look, you're. Let me correct that last word because I don't do copywriting. I do copywriting. It's literally the same sound, but look, yeah, copywriting as you wrote it without the W it's about the legal rights that that intellectual property has. I don't do that. I do copywriting as in texts that generate sales. That's what I do. We're very close to reach 20K. Come on, we can do it. We're at 17.3K. Let's hit 20K before I go to bed. That would make me know, or that would make me realize that you did get value out of this live. It's been literally 3 hours since I started the live. La mía es la butifar. Oh, ok. Muy bien, muy bien. Tu comida favorita, la buti. Man, it's been a while since I had Potifarra. It's been a while. They said this, I like to watch your lives. Thank you. And I like to read your comments. My boy talked with you yesterday. What was his name? Maybe I remember him. What was his name? Or what did we talk about? What do you think of working in a call center? Is a good way to get experience, but nothing else. Yes, copywriting like that, Rafa. Yes. I need food tips to improve my skills in the kitchen. Oh boy. My wife can tell you everything there is to know about that because she learned from my mom. My mom worked for far too long as a chef. And my wife learned from my mom how to cook. What skills do you recommend besides English? Sales, management, budgeting, absolutely must have. You must know how to make a budget. Yes. Adaptability, absolutely necessary. And curiosity. Curiosity will take you to very far places in life. Curiosity and creativity. Jacob, I remember Jacob. I think we talked about either law, como leyes, o ¿qué fue lo otro que hablamos ayer? I think it was law. Oh, about Brazil. Yes, I remember. Good. Nelson Fernando, this how to memorize words without having to repeat them all the time. Just go to the link in my bio. Here, just click my face. Go to the link in my bio. Then on that link, you are going to see my website. It's going to tell you 2 buttons. The first button will tell you everything you need to know about learning words without like spending a lot of time or effort memorizing them. There's also another video that I made recently about memorization. It's I think it's the 3rd video on my feed right now. It's very long. It's like 7 minutes long. All right, good night, everyone. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Absolutely, Urbano. I think I'm going to go as well. I really hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A session. Thank you, everyone who just followed me today. Thanks, everyone who's still watching the live after 3 long hours. I know that you might have had other things to do, but you chose to be with me here. I appreciate that. 1 hour of AI costs $18. A human hour costs 12 hours. That's now, Ricardo. But in the upcoming months, that's not going to be like that. 1 hour of AI compared to a human hour will cost less. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, teacher. Thanks a lot. What do you think about drop shipping and marketing? I've never dealt with drop shipping. Ricardo, now that I think about it, you work in that field, so you might know something that I don't know, which is pretty good. Why don't we talk about it tomorrow? That would be very nice. I would like to know your specific opinion on that, okay? You're going to be the first person to come on tomorrow's live. How about it, okay? We did reach 20K. That's very nice. Thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoy the live. Take care, be safe, drive safely, and just enjoy the rest of your lovely evening. Thank you very much. How the fuck do I end this thing here? Sorry.